up everybody, Smooth Cosplayer here, your favorite salsa dancing cosplayer. Tonight I want to give you guys another cosplay spotlight where I take one of my cosplays and basically just take you guys through my journey with that, my thought process, how I came up with it, all that good stuff. So I want to give you guys tonight Jules Windu, which is my first mashup and only my second cosplay ever. It is a mashup of two iconic Samuel L. Jackson characters. His Jules Winfield from Pulp Fiction and Mace Windu from Star Wars. I came up with that idea early 2014. Prior to that, I had only been to two conventions, well, the same convention twice. Dragon Con went in 2012 and 2013. I only went on Saturday both times, and I only had one cosplay to my name. That's not a diss to anyone who, of how many cosplays you have, whether you only have one, whether you have many, whether you choose to do that many, or whether you only can do that many, whatever. All that's up to you, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Just for me, I felt like I wanted to step my game up. I felt like I wanted to do more, and I wanted to go to more than one day of a con. So that year I was like, okay, I want to go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I want to do a cosplay each day. So I started thinking, okay, what can I do? What cosplay can I do? And back then, I was kind of still stuck in the mentality that you had to look like the character that you were cosplaying as or wear a mask. So I was trying to figure what character do I look like, but I also like, because I'm very anti-cliche. I'm very, I don't want to sound borderline hipster, but if everybody's doing something, I tend to not want to do it. Not that I hate on it, I'm not hating on anybody doing it, but I just don't like doing it. And I also don't like doing what's predicted. So of course, if you're a black male and you decide you want to cosplay something from Star Wars, everybody's going to expect you to do either Mace Windu or Lando Calrissian. Or if you cosplay something from Marvel, be Black Panther or be Falcon, be Bishop, whoever. So I tend to not want to do things that people just expect me to do, or the thing that I want to be kind of pigeonholed into. But I like Mace Windu enough. If there's a black character, if I like them enough, I'll do it. I'm not going to do it just because they're the black guy. Anyway, I did like Mace Windu enough to do him. But I just wasn't, for some reason, very fired up about doing it. Like, I committed to it, but it didn't excite me for some reason. So at some point that year, I was at work, and me and my coworkers were just kind of laughing and joking, and we were reminiscing on a episode of Chappelle's Show. I believe it was the first episode of season 1, the opening, I think the opening skit. And it was the one about Samuel Jackson, the Samuel Adams beard, but doing Samuel Jackson instead. And as we're laughing about that, it hit me. Why don't I instead of just doing Mace Windu, why don't I take Jules Winfield and mix the two together? Like, yes, I'm doing that. I was a little apprehensive at first because one other mentality I was stuck in, and this is no diss to anyone who feels this way, but I used to feel like you had to be in character at all times when you're in cosplay. There are some people who feel that way, some people who won't break character no matter what. To me, it's exhausting to me, especially my first cosplay being Snake Eyes. I'm not a motormouth, I don't talk a whole lot, I guess, unless I'm doing my own YouTube video, unless I'm doing that, or unless you get me on a particular subject that I'm passionate about. I don't really talk a whole lot. But even as a talker, I found it exhausting to try to not talk all day. But yeah, so I bring that up because I felt like to incorporate Jules Winfield into the character, I felt like I was going to have to curse a lot. I don't curse a whole lot. I'm not dissing people who don't, but I'm not comfortable doing that. So I felt, dang, am I going to be able to sell the character without dropping F-bombs all day? I eventually decided, you know what, I'm just going to do me. I'm going to wear the costume. If I rock the costume well enough, then people will like it. So, and sure enough, they did, but getting ahead of myself. So I decided to merge the two characters together. This is somewhat of a closet cosplay for me as well, because most of the parts for the Jules Winfield part, I already had a black suit, I already had a white shirt, black tie. I did go out and buy a new tie because I wanted a skinny black tie, not just a regular black tie. So I got that, I already had black shoes, I already had, actually that's all I already had, but that was the base for it. I had to go out and get the wig, which was a weird afro Jerry curl hybrid, whatever you want to call that. Got some fake sideburns, some fake facial hair, because it doesn't, my hair doesn't connect right here like Jules does. Got a toy gun that resembled his gun. I was able to find his wallet, the Bad Mother Effer wallet. I found that somewhere online, I forget where, but was able to get that. Just the extra, I like to add those extra small details that will make people say, ooh, he really did that. So that was the Jules part. Now here comes the Mace Windu part. Didn't have too much with that. All I wanted to do with that was bring in the Jedi robe and the lightsaber. The lightsaber, I was able to get the original Force FX Mace Windu lightsaber before the price skyrocketed. I got it for only about $150. If you find it now, it will be at least twice that, like $300 and more. So mixed all those together, wore it on Saturday at DragonCon, and despite my apprehension of people thinking that people wouldn't get it, people loved it. People were calling me Bad Mother Effing Jedi all day. Yeah, people loved it. I love people's reactions. Some people got it right away. Some people it took a minute, but I love that delayed reaction when people like, what? Oh, like that reaction. I love that. One funny thing, I didn't know prior to coming up with this idea that Samuel L. Jackson, when he took his lightsaber home from Star Wars, had Bad Mother Effer engraved on it. I didn't know that was the thing. So all day at the con, people were asking me, what does your lightsaber say? What does your lightsaber say? And I'm like, nothing. Does it say Bad Mother Effer on it? No, but I got the wallet. Does that count? So I found out after the fact that that was a thing, that he had that inscribed on his lightsaber. So I was like, you know what? I can't continue to disappoint the people. So I went and got a label maker and put a label on the lightsaber saying Bad Mother Effer on it. And fun fact, prior to doing this cosplay, I had never seen Pulp Fiction all the way through. I know about it, like I'd seen different scenes of it. I know the references, I know the jokes, but I'd never actually seen the movie from front to back. So I was like, you know what? Just for me, I gotta know my character. I'm not saying you have to. I don't believe in people having to know the character front, back, and sideways to cosplay them. But for me, I don't like doing characters that I don't know. So I would do at least a quick amount of research on the character. So I bought Pulp Fiction, watched it several times before the movie came. I mean, not before the movie came out, before I had the chance to cosplay it. So enjoyed the movie, got really see the references firsthand. But yeah, so that was one of my favorite cosplays. I haven't worn it in a while. It's about time I bring it back out. It was a hit, so I'm like, why keep that under wraps? I don't think I'm gonna officially retire it at all. It may just take a break or whatever. But that's it, you guys. That was my Jules Windu cosplay. I used to call it my Mace Winnfield, but I eventually got to the point where I felt like Jules Windu rolled off the tongue a little bit better. So that's it. I'll hit you guys with another cosplay spotlight pretty soon. You guys have an amazing night. Have a good time at whatever con you're going to next. Good luck on your cosplay builds. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see y'all at the next video.